I'm Hector Gomez. This is my presentation for ComSci 2. Let's say the election day is close and you want to register to vote. Then the website where you register wants your information. Within that information is your age. Now, if you're above the age of 18, you are qualified to vote and you can register. Else, if you're younger than 18, you cannot register until you become 18. This is an example of an if statement. If statements are a popular and a key concept in programming. The if statements are used to implement a decision. When a condition is met, the statement is executed. If statements can be followed with an else statement. If the first condition is not met, it will move to the next condition that can be added with an if else statement. Here's an example of it. I have a variable, an integer, age, and I ask how old are you? And I ask the user to enter his age. If the age is less or below than 18, the program will print out you are too young to vote. Else, if the age is equal or older than 18, I print out you are eligible to vote. As you can see here, my program is running, and well, it asks how old am I. Whatever age I input, it will print out accordingly to my if statements. So if I put in 19, it will say I am eligible to vote. On the other hand, if I enter an age that is younger than 18, for example 14, it will say you are too young to vote. Like said before, when a condition is met, the statement is executed. In this case, my condition is if my age is less than 18, my statement would be you are too young to vote. In the second part, I use an if statement, and my condition is if my age is above or equal than the age of 18, I am, or my statement is, I am eligible to vote. This is an example of if and else if statements. Now I'll show an example of nested if statements. Right here I have a little bit of code I just made. I encounter an enemy. What I want to do, run or fight, right? I have to choose between run or fight. I choose fight in this example, and it jumps to the next if statement, which is inside of the first if statement. So now it asks if I want to punch or if I want to use a rock. My attack is equal to punch, well the damage will be equal to 10 and the enemy HP will go down, and it will just print out what happened with the punch, right? If I choose rock, the same thing but with different damage. But if I wanted to add another if statement, which would be more nested ifs statements, for example, I have a variable named place, right, where I want to hit him, right? If place is equal to head, or where I hit the guy or the enemy in the head, I'll just say, well, my new damage is equal to damage times whatever I want to increment the damage to, and it would just be like see out new damage, for example, and I'll just see out their damage, right? That's just a basic example of how if nested if statements work. And now I have the program running, so it asks what I want to do, run or fight. Let's say I want to fight, right? Well, I chose to fight. What attack do I want to use? Well, I want to punch him. Well, I chose to punch. I did 10 damage. My enemy HP is 90. Here the point is that I take one decision, and inside of that decision, I have to take another decision. These nested if statements could be used in many ways, but I chose this example because it's the simplest way to explain it.